You're listening to the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Each week, I'm going to be interviewing top realtors from coast to coast to give you a backstage pass on how they've created their amazing real estate empires and how you can copy them. Hi, this is Craig Proctor, and welcome to the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Today, my special guest is Susan McCoy from Farmingdale, New York. That's in Long Island. And Susan works Long Island and into New York State, into other parts of New York State as well. Susan, thanks for being with us here today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Great. Hey, let's get started with how did you get into real estate? You were in the financial business before. How did you get into real estate, and how did you connect with Craig Proctor?
I actually started with real estate, something I always wanted to do. So after I had my second baby, which is Susan McCoy, who actually runs the business right now because she's almost 26 years old, I did not want to go back and forth to Manhattan anymore with two kids and babysitters, and childcare was too much. I decided to get my real estate license. So that's exactly what I did.
Now, did you always have an interest in real estate, or did you know someone in real estate? Like, how did you decide to switch into real estate?
It's going to sound a little strange. I actually like houses. And as a child, my mother would drag me to open houses. And my early childhood memories are remembering walking into houses on a Sunday. I think that's just what we did. And I guess it kind of stuck with me because I enjoyed it. So I liked houses. I didn't understand that it was really more sales, but whatever. I knew it was flexible, and
she had an interest in houses and real estate. See, I never had that. My father was a real estate agent the entire time I was growing up, and I never had really any real interest in it. And then I liked marketing and got into real estate that way. So tell us a little bit about your like when you got into real estate. The tendency is to look around at what everyone else is doing. What was that like when you first got into real estate, and how has that changed since you've been in the Craig Proctor system?
It's interesting. When I first started, and I still like my old broker, I still talk to him, but very, very different. So this is 1997. There was absolutely no training. And I really don't even know what I was doing. My broker would give me business. He would tell me to cold call, which I would not do. I was petrified. He'd say, knock on doors. I did do that, but I didn't do it consistently. And that's just very, very exhausting. So he would just give me customers I think he didn't want to work with. And the first time I had an offer, I walked into my office. I didn't know what to do. Nobody trained me. My shirt was on backwards. My tag was sticking out. And I stood in the middle of the office and I said, I have an offer. Will somebody help me? So that was my training. It was terrible. It was terrible.
All right. So you figured it out. Obviously, you're very successful today. How did you and I first meet? How did you come to a Craig Proctor conference?
No.
Or how did that start?
No, I don't even know if you had them back in the day. The interesting thing is I've always been an entrepreneur. I do dabble in rental properties, and I knew I could be doing more. So I picked up, a magazine, and you were in there. I was a little apprehensive because you were a Canadian. I don't know what that means, but you
can't trust those Canadians.
A foreigner. You weren't local. And remember, we didn't have the internet.
It's funny because a lot of realtors, immediately go to, my marketplace is different. And okay, so you thought, well, this guy's from Canada, so right away maybe it's different or it won't work.
That's what I thought. It was different, right?
Okay, so you first heard of me in a magazine, and then what happened?
I bought your program. It was Craig in a box. And by the way, I got rid of the 8-track tapes or the cassette tapes. I did shut them.
Cassette tapes. So that's a long time ago. Yeah.
98.
Right. So way back in the day, and I was still selling real estate. I was the top agent for RE/MAX in the world at that time. And I had a lot of agents coming to me. And so we took sort of what I was doing, and we sold it in a box. I was running these big ads in Realtor magazine. That's probably where you saw it.
Yes, maybe.
It was probably a full page ad in Realtor magazine. And back in the day, you read like testimonials and you heard about the Craig Proctor system. You call into a recorded 800 number,
yes,
and you would, I don't know if you remember, you probably were mailed like a 24-page report that talked about the Craig Proctor system. And then back in the day, there would have been a fax order form, and you would have faxed that in. And then we sent you this great big box full of manuals. I had my listing presentation, examples.
I have them all. Have them all.
Yeah. Well, that's probably a collector's item now. That's interesting. So yeah, that's, I mean, I have so many clients, as you know, Susan, that have been with me for 15, 20, 25 years, which is really cool. So, okay. So you bought the Quantum Leap system. That's what it was called, the Craig Proctor Quantum Leap system. And so what happens next?
I started running the hotline ads. I did a few USPs in local penny savers. You know, I'll sell in 50 days or whatever, give you $1,000 back. But what was really successful was the hotline ads. And I've got like 3 pages of people that called in. So it definitely worked. And I'll tell you, it used to make me nervous when people actually left a message and I had to call them back. But I have these pages, like 3 pages of leads. Every one of those people sold through the years. And I got 0 listings because I didn't keep up with them.
Good for you. So, yeah, follow-up is massively huge. Of course, you've got an awesome follow-up system now. Now, as you proceeded to implement the Craig Proctor system and the marketing, your business starts to grow. So in the beginning, it's just you, but you get to this point where you realize, holy cow, I can't do all of this. And you're really just scratching the surface, and you could leverage through other people. So before we started here today, you were telling me about your team. So you've got an inside sales agent, you've got a couple outside sales agents, you've got a marketing person. Your daughter, Sydney, works with you, which is awesome to have a family business. And you're both going to be going to Cancun, Mexico to the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty event. Sydney is the CEO. So you joked around and said, well, you know, my daughter's actually my boss, which is cool. You've got an admin person and, customer service, second mile customer service is Kelly. So as your business continues to grow, you're going to be looking for more people. Now, I want to break down here how this works inside of Susan's office. So, for example, if you were a solo real estate agent, why would you be attracted to come and work to join up or partner up with Susan? Because of a couple of reasons. Number one, you would make more money net in your pocket if you partnered up with Susan. I'm going to explain to you why that is. You would probably work less, so you have more freedom. Okay, so the way this deal works, Susan uses the Craig Proctor lead generation, the marketing system. So 100% of the business comes into Susan. There's no cold calling, door knocking, chasing FSBOs, doing any of that. Susan has implemented the marketing system. She's got an overflow of business. The leads go to the inside sales agent. The inside sales agent calls the leads, qualifies the leads, because not all of them are ready to buy or sell today. And the best buyers and sellers, appointments are booked for the outside sales agent. So if you were an outside sales agent on Susan's teams, literally, you're just going from appointment to appointment. Susan covers all the marketing costs. Right? You would show up at that address, use Susan's presentation. She would coach you up on this awesome listing presentation that she has. When you get the listing signed, all you have to do is send that into the office. The office takes care of everything. The admin team will broker load the listing into MLS, order up the for sale sign, take the pictures, get the keys cut, install the key box. Then Kelly over in second mile customer service would call your seller, introduce herself and say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, my name's Kelly. I'm going to call you every week, let you know what we're doing to market and advertise the property, let you know how many showings we had and what the feedback is. So you as an outside sales agent, the next time you're really involved is when an offer comes in, which in this marketplace is bananas. It's like pretty much right away. So, what's your average price in your area, Susan?
I would say on the low, $550.
$550. Okay, so folks, do the commission math on this. Literally, if you're an outside sales agent, you could spend maybe a couple hours with the sell. You can make $5,000 or $10,000 an hour doing this, really. If you are in the Long Island area, okay, or I guess parts of New York State that are not on Long Island, where exactly do you market to? What's your market area right now?
We actually have Long Island has 2 counties, actually Nassau County, Suffolk County, and we do Queens as well. Queens is technically connect in Long Island, but it's part of New York City.
Okay, so if you're watching this and you're an agent in that area, you should at least reach out and connect with Susan to see if there's an opportunity for you to join her team. Now, if you're outside of the Long Island area and you want to do what Susan's doing, I'll show you how you can contact me and do exactly what, I mean, Susan and I, we started way back in 1990s, right? She bought my system in a box back then. Of course, you know, we've continued to perfect and advance and stay ahead of everybody else with the Craig Proctor system. So we would not be sending you anything in a box. Of course, we would do everything digitally now. So we are going to talk about the digital marketing. We're going to talk about how Susan generates the leads. But again, throughout our interview today, I want to encourage you, if you're in Long Island, reach out to Susan, have a conversation. Even if you just want to verify that all of this is real, you will make more money, you would work less, and you would have more freedom if you would just partner up. In other words, everything you want to do in real estate, it's already being done right now by Susan and others in the Craig Proctor system. Susan, what would be the best way for a realtor to reach out and connect with you?
They could actually just call my cell, 516-445-4520, or they could email me at susan@realmccoyrealestate.com.
The Real McCoy, love it.
Of course, I got to be Real McCoy. Yep.
Okay, now Faith, you can type that into the comments below, and we'll repeat that again. But we'll have Susan's contact information. We'll put my contact information in there as well. If you want to set a breakthrough call with me, you can just go to proctorcall.com. So my name, proctorcall.com, and we would have a conversation about where you are right now in your business and where you want to go, and we give you some advice on how to do it. And if you like what you hear, you'd like to continue on with us, of course, we'd be happy to work with you. What's the dog's name?
Oh, you could actually see him. He's whining in the background. Yeah. This is Jake. I'm sorry. I got to keep him quiet. Yeah.
So are you working from your home office these days, or are you at the office? I
am working from my home office, but I just bought a building in Farmingdale, so I will be opening my own office outside of my house, which will be exciting.
Cool. Yeah, we all want to get outside of the house. Let's talk lead generation. Where are, give us a couple sources of great leads for you and how you're creating this abundance. Now, understand, the reason Susan needs more great agents to join her team is she cannot keep up with the amount of business that she's generating. I mean, that's really the recruiting pitch is Susan has what you want, which is an overflow of business. And, you know, everyone understands the only way you can actually expand and grow your business is by having an overflow of it. So the bottleneck right now is Susan needs more great agents to leverage off this marketing. Where are you finding, what's the most effective way right now for you generating leads? Give us some of your top sources.
We have a few ways. One, obviously, is open houses because they are so busy these days. That's number one. We have Facebook posts. We have, paid Facebook. We've got Facebook Marketplace. We've got Google paid ads. We have an excellent website, actually, with a robot called Rob. She talks to people better than I do, quite honestly, and she's a robot. Tons of seller leads from that too, as well, which is really just amazing. Signs, print advertising, hotlines. We're using your hotline still, and yes, people still read papers. They do, believe it or not. That's just some. We actually have more. I'm sure I'm missing all the social media stuff. YouTube, whatever, Pinterest, LinkedIn, everything. Craigslist, I don't know, everything.
Right. So you're still doing a little bit of print, driving to hotlines, but most of it's digital.
Yep.
You know, So we've got Facebook Marketplace, which is free. We can run inexpensive paid ads on Facebook for $5 or $10 a day budget. Not going to break the bank. I'm going to encourage everybody to do what Susan and I are doing right now. Okay, so what we're doing right now, this interview, is being streamed live onto Facebook. We're live on YouTube. This will be chopped up and repurposed. It'll be on Instagram. I think we're on LinkedIn right now live. So one of the best ways to reach your audience is just to do presentations online. Video is great because people get to know you and hopefully like you, and you build up trust and authority with them. So this is a big part of what we're teaching our realtor students, our members, to do right now is to offer what it is that the marketplace is looking for, solve problems, and create this omnipresence. So the digital marketing and the retargeting is going to be an important part moving forward. And we're doing a lot of work. We're rolling this out to our members and making sure that they either understand how to do this themselves or we've got someone that does it for them. That's an important thing I want everyone to understand is you don't need to actually do all of this. You just need to get it done. What types of activities do you focus on all day, Susan? I guess like recruiting, you spend a lot of time training your team?
Training, recruiting, reviewing marketing. I am calling leads, so I am cherry picking the best leads and making appointments not only for myself, but for my agents. And then the rest of the time is really just things that need to go into setting up a business.
Okay, so you're still taking some of the best appointments yourself.
Absolutely.
So you cherry pick. Okay, and so I did that for years as well. I called them the A leads or the A appointments. I would go out on, and then I would send the B and C leads and appointments to the other agents on my team. And then eventually, I had so much coming in, I just cut the cord, and I said, even if my mom calls to list her house, I'm not going to do it anymore. But it took a while to get there. So what's your goal for this year? What do you think your big opportunity is? What would you like to, if you looked back at the end of this year, what would you like to see happen?
I'm going to speak from my daughter's mouth, which is helping 500 families.
That's cool.
And that it's very lofty, but that is directly from Sydney's mouth. And she's the boss.
I remember I had a goal. I had a goal one year to help 600 families. And you know what? I failed. I only did 550, but I was still pretty happy. But I think that the year before, I'd only done about 300 transactions. So my team, of course, thought, well, this is crazy. There's no way we can go from 300 to 600. Well, we didn't go from 300 to 600, but we did go from 300 to 550. So yeah, I'm a big believer in shooting high. And if you even come close, it's still a victory. Okay, so what does your daughter Sydney do? How do you guys split up the work, and how do you move forward with here's what you're going to do, this is what I'm going to focus on?
We actually came up with part of our planning, the rocks, the things that are major milestones. So Sydney is very, very good. She is a millennial. She's really good with systems. So she determines, this is what we should be doing, or this is what we shouldn't be doing. She's a very good marketer also. So she has the big picture. And then what she'll do is she will take that and then she'll work with Kelly, our second mile service coordinator, and she will manage her, and they will set up the systems. And then they bring me into, because I need to, whatever my piece is, the real estate piece, I got to chime in, but they kind of tell me, all right, we need this from you. We need that. So Sydney is setting up the systems. And just to let you know, I was operating like 1990. I had a database from the 90s. Sydney said, no, that's done. We've got, I don't know if I'm supposed to be name dropping what we have, but the systems are intense. So Sydney's got all that stuff. I had 20 different systems. She's got it down to 2 systems. So she sets it up. She is setting up all the training. And I am actually, myself and her, we are actually speaking to the agents as they come through, but she makes the final decision.
Okay, so you've got this, so you and Sydney you have this orientation Okay, when people start with you, team members meet with you.
Absolutely.
You want to make sure they succeed. So you spend a lot of time with them. And then what is it, like weekly meetings that you're doing as far as team training?
Actually, we're, I think, at 3 times a week, and now we have accountability, and it's not just for us just to keep an eyeball on them. They have their goals, and if they're not meeting what their goals are, if they want to sell 50 houses and they're falling short, is it something that we can do on our end? Maybe the leads are moving, after 6 months or whatever, or maybe it's something they're doing. So they understand that accountability is to help them reach their goals. So we've just incorporated that. We have a system, CISO, I'll mention that. I don't know, whatever, if I should be name dropping, but it's—
No, that's fine. We have a partner agreement with them.
Okay.
Let me ask you this. Who of the agents that you attract, what type of agent is sort of the best fit for your team? And why wouldn't everyone want to do this? If it's true they can make more money and work less and have more freedom, what obstacles are there in the way from, like, what misconceptions do realtors have to not even reach out and find out more about this opportunity?
I think a lot of agents, the misconception is, if they work harder, they'll do more business. If they want to scale from 10 homes to 30 homes, they just have to work harder and do the same stuff that isn't working over and over again. As far as coming with us, I mean, your system really is revolutionary. I've been doing this a long time. I know what everybody does. And I'm not saying there's not some exceptional agents out there, but 99% of the agents are kind of doing the same thing, and they never really get past where they are. So the biggest piece, in my opinion, that's missing is prospecting. And you showed us how to reverse prospect. Have people call us and say, "Hey, look, I'm thinking about buying or selling." That is an epiphany. That is amazing that somebody would actually call us and say, "Hey, I'm thinking about this."
Yep, and it happens several times a day, every single day. What we're referring to is ARPS, my automatic reverse prospecting system. This is something that, of course, I created through my own necessity. Many of you know my story. I got into real estate in 1988. Like Susan, had no training, so I knew nothing. When I started in real estate, I never sold anything, no marketing. And so my father was a real estate agent at the time. And, my dad told me, go out and knock on doors and do open houses and chase FSBOs. Gave me the best advice he could, because that's what he knew. And I, almost failed that first year. And then when I discovered direct response marketing, I mean, really, like you said, when I discovered how to offer buyers and sellers what they really wanted, to flip that equation around and get 100% of these buyers and sellers contacting me, within 3 years, I was the #1 agent in the world for RE/MAX. And that's how I got into coaching and training other agents, because I wanted to know, how's this young guy from Toronto? I was still in my 20s. I was still living at home with my mom and dad. How's he making millions of dollars a year? How is he the top agent for RE/MAX? So other agents came to me, and that's how we started doing coaching. So for many years, I was riding 2 horses. I was selling 500 to 600 homes a year as a RE/MAX agent, never a broker. I was just, had my team within RE/MAX, and growing my coaching business. So back when you started with me, Susan, 98?
98, yeah.
Yeah, 98. I was still, cranking out 500 transactions. Now, did you ever come to any of our conferences in Toronto?
You know what? I don't even remember if you had them back in the day. I really, truthfully, did you even have them? I don't know.
Yeah. In the 90s. Okay, so the way it worked back then. So here's, talk about paradigms. So because I'm from Toronto, and this, what happened when I started doing the seminars, first I was selling the stuff in the box, and then people wanted more. And so we started doing seminars. And because I lived in Toronto, even though most of my clients were American, I was making them come to me. Okay. So then after 9/11, it became very difficult, people crossing the border. And so I started in 2003. I did my first event in the US. We had one planned in Toronto. We couldn't do it. We had to move it down to Phoenix. We had 3,000 realtors at that first event. So I'm like, wow, I've really stumbled onto something here, which is, don't be an idiot. Start doing your events all over the US. But back in the reason I asked the question, back in the day when we were doing these events in Toronto, when they were small, I used to get like a Greyhound bus. I would rent for the day, and we would take all of the realtors that attended my conference in downtown Toronto. We would bus them up to my hometown. So you can imagine the RE/MAX office was 2 stories, and it was my team of like 8 to 10 agents on the second floor, and on the main floor there were 55 RE/MAX agents. So we'd bring the bus up, and like 50, 75 agents who are attending my conference would come into the RE/MAX office because I was giving them this office tour. So I would take the 75 agents that attended the event, and I'd split them up, and maybe 10 of them would go to my marketing department, and another 10 would meet with my buyer agents, and another 10 would meet with my customer service. So it really was like this backstage pass to the office of the future. So that was kind of a cool thing. I just wondered if you had ever actually visited the office.
No.
I have a few that started around the time that you started. In probably middle 1990s up to about when you started, that actually were coming to my office and seeing the whole thing in action. The training part, it's so much energy, and I know you feel the same way when you're doing your training. I did these trainings with my team every Monday morning, and honestly, it was about an hour and a half every Monday, and I would be exhausted at the end of I felt like I was taking all my energy and putting it into my team members. So it's difficult, but know if you partner up with Susan, she is 100%, 1,000% motivated to you being successful, because the more successful you are, the more successful Susan is. So all of the resources, the training that goes into it, all the things that are done for you, so you as an outside sales agent can just focus on how do we make money in real estate? Getting signatures witnessed. That's what you'd be doing. Showing up from appointment to appointment to appointment to appointment. I had, and this is going back a long time, but I had outside sales agents that were doing $500,000-$600,000 a year. And I was on a 50-50 split with them at that time. So I think one of my top buyer agent probably made me in that time period about $3 million. So it was lucrative for her, but if I made $3 million, she made $3 million. So it was a really, great partnership for everyone involved. And so any of you can do this. And the question, if you're watching this right now, the question to ask is, do you want to be your own rainmaker and start your own team and do what Susan's doing, right? Or would you rather just partner up with Susan or one of my members, one of my Craig Proctor members all over Canada, the United States, and be part of their team? What we believe, and I wrote a book on this, you can find the book on Amazon. It's called Death of the Traditional Real Estate Agent and Rise of the Super Profitable Team. And the premise of the book is we believe going into the future that it's going to be very difficult for the solo agent, that you're either going to start your own super profitable sales team, or you're probably going to be part of someone else's team. So everyone is going into the future is going to be kind of forced to decide, what do I want to do? Do I want to be Susan? Do I want to be the rainmaker, have my own team, have outside sales agents, inside sales agents, a big admin team? Do I want to do it that way? Or would I rather just make a lot of money as a partner on a team like Susan's? Let me know in the comments what your preference would be. What do you think would be better for you? And again, if you're in Long Island, you should just reach out to Susan. Okay, there's no obligation. All good things start with a conversation, by the way. That's where, like you could watch this and say, well, that would never work for me. Or, if you're not in New York State, you could say, well, that might work there, but not in my marketplace. And basically every realtor that we've ever met thinks their marketplace is different. Look what Susan, your first impression was, well, I kind of like his message, but he's from Canada, so
yeah, pretty much. You do things differently there.
Right. So I'm going to have Susan give her contact information again, and then I'll give her my contact. So Susan, I'm a realtor. I'm in New York State. I'm in Long Island. I want to find out more about what you do and potentially maybe joining forces. What would be the best way to reach you?
You can call my cell 516-445-4520 or email me at susan@realmccoyrealestate.com.
The Real McCoy.
Easy.
And if you want to do what Susan's doing, okay, you're not in New York State, you're not in Long Island. Okay, if you're not in Susan's, if you're in Susan's marketplace, contact her. If you're not, reach out to me. I will do a free breakthrough call with you. Okay, this is how this works. It's not like a sales job. I will give you really good information, and you can decide at the end of the call whether you think I can offer you something to help you in your career. And if so, I would love to work with you on a longer term basis. But if not, you can keep all the advice. Obviously, once you learn it, you can't unlearn it. You can keep all the advice that I give you and go on your merry way. So to book a free, no obligation breakthrough call with me, all you have to do is go to proctorcall.com. So my last name, proctorcall.com. You'll go to my acuity day timer, pick a day and time that works for you. We'll ask you a bunch of questions, talk to you about where you are now and where it is you want to go. And let's see where this conversation goes. Susan, I want to thank you so much for doing this interview today. Tell Sydney she's doing a great job. You guys are going to be in Cancun, Mexico at the Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty Conference. It's our second annual conference in Cancun. And if you want more information on having your own Craig Proctor real estate brokerage, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty Service, you can contact me as well. Let me know in the comments below and we'll follow up with you. Susan, thanks so much for doing this. I really appreciate your time here and we look forward to seeing you soon.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. This is Craig Proctor. Thank you for watching the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're going to see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's going to let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.